Hey guys, what's up? Dak here, and I'm going to be talking about Gotham Knights. So I played through Gotham Knights one full time, and then I played through a little bit on a new game plus, and we've been playing a lot. So I played the game with a few other people who are also playing, and these are all overall going to be my ideas. So I played on normal, and I've also played on hard mode, and I played on the max difficulty. Now, I did play on the Xbox Series X, and the people I played with were also on the Xbox Series X. So this is a Series X review about the game. So first off, let's go ahead and talk about how the game starts. The game starts in like one of the best, amazing cutscenes ever. So all of the Batman stuff, like Bruce Wayne, Batman fighting Ra's al Ghul and all that stuff. It was an epic start, and it was pretty badass. Yeah, so that was really cool. And then it has you choose which character you want out of the four. So you got Red Hood, which is Jason Todd. You got Barbara Gordon as Batgirl. You got, what is it? I think it's Tim Drake as Robin, and then Dick Grayson as Nightwing. Now, most of the time I did play as Batgirl, but I was, for the first half of the playthrough, just switching back and doing one night as each character. And then I slowly chose Batgirl after that. Now, the first off, you do level cap at level 30. And that is, in my opinion, a bad idea. Because it felt like I maxed out my level halfway through the story mode. And I was mostly doing I was just starting every day doing the case missions and all of the world missions. So I can kind of beat it as quickly as I could. And I beat it in like 30 days, 35 days, something like that. Like in game. And I was maxed out for half of that. So I would have preferred if they would have at least made it level 40 for the first playthrough, and then let you get to level 50 in New Game Plus instead of 30 in the first playthrough and level 40 in a New Game Plus. Also, you don't get enough points to unlock every upgrade. And in a game like this, there's not enough skill trees to go down to warrant not having enough points. So in Skyrim, it's understandable because if you have all your little points and stuff, it's like, oh yeah, you're not going to be. I'm not going to do two-handed swords, one-handed swords, bow and arrow, and magic. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be like, all right, I'm going this skill tree and maybe this secondary skill tree. And then even then, it's like, what kind of magic do you use or stuff like that. So really, it just makes it so there's still like 3 or 4 things to unlock that's not unlocked, and that's it when you hit max level. And that's kind of the issue, because it just feels like it's not enough. If it would have been like double the amount of skills to unlock and we got this, then that would have been fine. And it'll be more like customizable and like, oh, not every character is the same. What are they focused on? But we don't have enough skills to do that. So it really kind of seems pointless not to give us all of the skills, in my opinion. Especially if they're going to hopefully release more in the future, which I hope they do. And I really like this game format. So kind of, not only do I hope they add more to the future, though, like I want like a Terry McGinnis Batman. I want Bruce Wayne Batman. I want like Stephanie Robin, or stuff like that, or different suits that you can customize. I want the ability to dress as the characters in the world fighting crime instead of just the bat personas, just because I like that kind of stuff. I always unlock the Peter Parker skins whenever I play the Spider-Man games, and I run around as Peter Parker, so I do that, and that's just something that I think is kind of cool. Just like an Ultimate Spider-Man, just kick ass as Peter. So those are things that I would change a little bit. Now, the main issue is it feels like you max out your level too quick. Other than that, it is locked at, I believe, 30 frames per second on the Xbox Series X, which it was my impression that they canceled the PS4 and Xbox One versions because they wanted to actually have like a 60 FPS and all that stuff. And then they didn't do that. So it kind of makes me think that they could have still released it. But then again, it does have a lot of issues if you are driving on the motorcycle. It does freeze a lot and it will crash. And I think when I played through this game, we were playing in like 6-hour sessions. So in the 6-hour session that we were playing, we would get kicked probably a dozen times in 6 hours. So it's not that much, but it's still enough to get annoyed at it. It's about 2 times every hour. And one of those times I got kicked in the middle of a mission. And you can't join on your buddy in the middle of a mission. And one of them was in the final chapter in chapter 6. So we were about to fight the boss. My game crashed. And then I couldn't join, and he had to do it by himself. And that kind of sucked, because it would have just been fun to play together and all that. And yeah, so different things like that is annoying. And then, other than that, let's talk about the good things. So I really do like the combat. Now, it's not going to be as personal as the Arkham games, which a lot of people think Spider-Man copied them, but really Arkham took Spider-Man's combat and all they did was improve on making it Batman style with the batarangs and stuff like that, while Spider-Man had like the web bombs. So there's that big misconception there. But the big thing about it is when you come to having these different like combat elements, it's not going to be as in-depth as Arkham is, because Arkham is going to be only Batman, right? So you can focus on that character. But in this game, you have 4 characters, and you got the Tonka sticks with Batgirl, you got the double pistols with Jason, you have the bow staff with Robin, and then you have the little nightsticks with Nightwing. So you have to actually focus around that stuff. And then you got the motorcycles. The motorcycle was cool. I thought each character would have their own motorcycle, but that is not the case. It's just the same motorcycle and you have a different paint job. I think there's like 3 different styles in the game that look similar, and then each one can have a different paint. It's not that bad. I was just hoping that they'd have at least more of a unique style, not just like a basic, this is a Batmobile motorcycle, now paint it. You know, it would have been cool if there was like a specific Robin shaped one or Nightwing shaped one. But that's just whatever. They went the more like, I guess, realistic route with the vehicles in the game. Now, the other thing is the costumes. I love the costumes in this game. The costumes are amazing. I believe there's 15 of them, 15 different styles. You can transmog them. My disappointment with the transmog is you cannot customize a transmog. So they are the base outfit. I wish you, so if you want to customize the colors of the transmog, you have to use that outfit and customize the colors. You can't use the transmog. So it would have been nice to see you be able to customize the transmog as well. It would also be cool if they went a little step further and like added different, like you could turn on a cape, you could turn off a cape, you can add a different cape to one or a different cowl. That would be really cool. But it is pretty good as it is now. It does have a good amount. I believe hopefully they'll add more in the future. It would be cool to see like the animated series suits or things like that. I know the Arkham games did that. Now, I will say, a lot of things are compared with the Arkham games because a lot of people compare Batman to the Arkham games. So, the best Batman games there are is the Arkham series, hands down. So when a new Batman style game comes out, you're going to compare it to the best, which is Arkham. Um, Now, I know this company did not make the Arkham games. They made Arkham Origins, and they used assets with a temporary time limit by Rocksteady, who actually made the Arkham games. And they were limited on what they could use, what they couldn't use, and they couldn't use the characters in a big way. And this is their own game. So with that in mind, it is a really good game. I really enjoyed it. I really love playing it. You have different villains. So the Penguin is in this game. This is going to be some spoilers. So if you don't want to watch it, click off now. But if you're a big enough fan, you probably already played the game. So the Penguin is in the game, and he's not a villain, really. He almost gets you killed, but like he was protecting himself. So that's kind of disappointing. It'd been kind of cool to fight the Penguin. Other than that, the main enemies is the Court of Owls, and that is really cool. You don't play as Batman in this game, and you don't fight Ra's al Ghul, so that kind of sucks. And then let's see. I would have made it like this, so as soon as you turn on the game, the tutorial would be like Batman fighting Ra's al Ghul, and then after you fight, then you do the cutscene of what happens to both of them dying and stuff. Just so you can have that little playtime with it. Other than that, let's see, there's Harley Quinn. Her missions are pretty fun. She has a lot of like time-based stuff though. And then you have Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze is probably the most difficult of the enemies. And then you have Clayface, which is the easiest, but it was the most difficult to start. I was maxed out at level 30, my first playthrough, before I could do any of the Clayface stuff. Because even though I was going around and doing all of the little events, the little Clayface mugging things didn't pop up until I was like level 28. And then it would like pop up, I would do like 2 of them, and then I'd have to wait 3 days, do 2 more, then I had to wait another 3 days, and then I found the final guy to stop. So that took a while to even get that started, even though it had a level 4 indicator on it. The fast travel is really useful. However, I wish you could use that little like glider in the overworld. The actually like gliding and getting around isn't that greatest because it's too slow. Now, it's not the slowest. It's let's take Arkham City or Arkham Knights, or for Arkham Knight for example. In Arkham Knight, when you first start the game, you have the zip line, and you can zip line up. That's fine. But by the end of the game, you can just fucking Spider-Man it through the city. Like, it's faster to zip line everywhere and like glide super speed than it is to like drive your car. And I don't know if they chose that because they didn't want you to go around the city, they wanted you to use the motorcycle, or if the system couldn't handle it. Because when you get on a motorcycle, it does start to crash. And you can see it starts slowing down, stuttering, and then you crash. And my idea is like, maybe if they had the faster like gliding and stuff, maybe it was loading the world too quickly, and then that's what started crashing. But those are some nitpicks about it. There are some overworld collectibles in the shape of like batarangs that you can find. They are more difficult to find than I would think they would be. They're like Riddler trophies, except you don't have to do like riddles to get them. So that's kind of I don't know. There is like an investigation system. Now the investigation system's kind of okay. I don't like when it forces you to like find something really small. And then other than that, I actually overall really like the game. I really like the combat. The characters kind of play as themselves, like they play fine. There's different power moves and shit. I like using Batgirl just because Batgirl's my favorite character out of the four of them. So that's pretty interesting. But other than that, there's not much to say. The story is actually really good. There are 8 chapters in it. Each chapter has like 1 to 3 different I guess objectives. So it makes you play for a little bit because you could do like maybe one objective a day. So it does make you play out through like a month in game. There are some different events around the world, different things like smuggling and bank robberies. They're all pretty fine. The worst one is the ambulance thing because when you're going through, if they see you and everything goes crazy, you have to have like a minute to get like 700 meters away to bring a heart to an ambulance. And those can get annoying, especially when there's actually treasure chests in those areas that you want to loot and you can't loot because of that, or else you're gonna like miss your timing. As far as treasure chests, there are treasure chests in some of those little events, like the bank robbery stuff, or in like the hidden bases. I think they're mostly in. There are some in the main levels. I didn't know this, but if you click the AR mode, you can see them. So those are pretty easy. You can only get them once though, so you can't like grind it, and you can't replay levels. So if I play through chapter 1 through 8 on my main game, and then I help Gonzilla play through level 1 through 8, I can't get the boxes in his game because it says I already got them. So that sucks. I think it would have encouraged more playthrough. Like, it encouraged me more to go help other people play through the game co-op, to do it. Now, there is supposed to be an update in December, I believe, that adds like a third person, like a different game mode for 3 people. I think it's a mistake that they didn't start off with having 4-player co-op, because there was 4 of us playing, and it would have made it a lot easier. Plus, there's 4 characters. It would have been good to play through the game as all 4 characters. But that's whatever. That's just like a little nitpick. I think it would have been a cool thing to do. Other than that, yeah. There's some races you can do. There's motorcycle races. They're extremely easy. There's foot races or gliding races and stuff. They're really easy. There's no like bronze, silver, or gold. It's just kind of like, oh, you do this or you don't. And they give you enough time to barely do it on some of them. And then some of them they give you like 40 extra seconds for no reason. It's a little inconsistent there. But they are every once in a while. And if you do them when they pop up, you're good. If you don't do them when they pop up, and if you skip to the next day, you are going to have to do one a day and just keep going through that way. But yeah, I think they should have made the max level 40. I think they should have made the New Game Plus level 50. Make it so you can upgrade all of your perks. And I hope they add more to the game. It would be cool to see Batwoman in there. More different Robins. Stuff like that. Different Batmans like Terry McGinnis, like I said. Yeah, that'd be real cool. I hope they improve on the game. Overall, I don't agree with IGN's rating. They rated it worse. They gave Marvel's Avengers a 6 out of 10 and called it trash. And then they called Gotham Knights disappointing and gave it a 4 out of 10. In my opinion, Gotham Knights is a solid 6 out of 10 with the potential to be a 7 out of 10. I want it to be an 8, but I think they'd have to add more to the game for it to be an 8. But it is definitely at least a 6 with solid 7 potential once the bugs and the messes, the like crashing and all that is fixed. And hopefully they increase the FPS in the future. So yeah, that's my rating, 6 out of 10. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. And yeah, so if you guys enjoyed it, let me know down below. And also, what do you think about the game? Did you play it? And I will see you all next time. Peace.